Let's go. It is January the 11th, 2019. All right. So the last video I made on this channel, I spoke on the possibility, or really how I felt strongly about Bruce Arians coming to Tampa Bay. They announced it. I didn't feel it was necessary to make a video. I hit on everything in that video. I think you would see that obviously I'm a Bruce Arians supporter. Before I get into his press conference and also Todd Bowles' press conference, because I watched that today, I did want to say something here because I felt as though I should give a disclaimer. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I said, I'm excited. We got the coach that I wanted, and they said, well, I remember you were pretty excited when you hired your last coach, and I was. And I remember the feeling that I had when we hired Dirk Cutter. I thought he was the guy. I remember the feeling I had when we hired Lovie Smith, Raheem Morris, even Schiano. I remember Schiano, I saw him on Father's Day. The year he was hired, I saw him in St. Pete. He was at a restaurant out there with his family, and they were all decked out in Bucs gear. And I had been listening to Dan Cilio on 620 WDAE. He did a morning show back then, and I don't live in Tampa anymore, so I have no idea if he still works on the radio down there or not. This has obviously been a while. But he used to interview Schiano when he was the head coach at Rutgers. I know I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but you know what? That's kind of me sometimes. And I remember feeling so excited. My point is I've been pretty excited about pretty much every head coach that we've hired since Gruden left. Although I was really, really bummed when Gruden left. I know a lot of people were ready for him to move on. I was a big-time Gruden supporter. I've always really liked Gruden. I don't know if he'll be able to turn around Oakland, but this conversation is not about him anyway, so let me get off of that. My point is, I oftentimes see this organization and this team through rose-colored glasses, and I get a little too excited. I got really excited when we, drafted Jameis Winston, and I'm really excited right now with the addition of not just Bruce Arians, which I thought that was a great move, but getting Todd Bowles, which I was talking to another Bucs fan today, and they were like, well, he wasn't that good with the Jets, and I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing something different here, but I felt like he did a halfway decent job in New York with what he had, and I really like this guy, and especially just the camaraderie and the way that him and Bruce Arians are going to work together. I thought that was maybe not as big of a move, but if I was going to label like 1A, 1B, and I think somebody else referenced this on ESPN, somebody was saying that like the NFL coaching hires that would be like 1B was getting Todd Bowles. I really feel like that was huge for us, and with our defensive issues that we've had, I think if you're a Bucs fan, you would agree that we've got to do something. And so just bringing in, an offensive guru or whatever wasn't going to be enough. We needed to make a big time change on defense. So bringing him in is going to be huge. So that being said, right, with everything that I just said, and I'm sorry that it took me almost 4 minutes to say all that, how do you feel, right? As a Bucs fan, how do you feel? Are you wearing those same rose-colored glasses, or have you gotten to a point as a Bucs fan where you're a little skeptical and you gotta see it to believe it, right? Like you've had your heart broken enough. Like the next girl comes around, like, all right, girl, like you gotta prove something to me, right? Not that there might be females watching this, so maybe it's a guy, whatever. But my point is that I see this team through rose-colored glasses, and it is what it is. That being said, I think I'm the most excited during these off seasons, right? Because there's this feeling of like hope, right? This feeling of like, wow, like something might be different. Like this time it might be different. And we've got this entire off season where it's like, yeah, like look out NFC South, like look out NFL, like here the Bucs come, like Bruce Arians is going to turn it around. I don't know. Am I crazy? I don't know. But regardless whether I am or I'm not, which I probably am, I'm I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, I'm totally gonna geek out on it. I'm gonna geek out on every press conference. I'm gonna geek out on the rookie mini camps, the mini camps, going into training camp. Like, I'm gonna geek out on all that stuff. So I'm probably going to make more video content going forward on this channel, especially this summer coming up. I really feel like I'm gonna have a lot that I'm gonna want to talk about, and so, you know, we'll see. But I'm excited. I really am. And listening to Bruce Arians, his press conference first, the number one thing that stuck out to me in that press conference was when he said, and I apologize that I don't remember the quote off the top of my head, but he basically referenced that he wasn't going to expect the players to play in a system that they don't feel comfortable with, that he's going to design the system or the plays around the best way that the players can play. Man, I really should have remembered exactly what he said before I made this video, because that sounds stupid that I don't know exactly what he said. Especially something that I really wanted to hit on this video, because it was such a big part of what I wanted to say. Because as soon as I heard it, and if you listen to his press conference, feel free to drop a message and tell me I'm stupid and tell me what it was. But basically he was saying that that he doesn't want to know what his players can't do. He wants to know what they can do. And whatever. As far as Todd Bowles, I really like the way that he handled his press conference. But I think I'll kind of have to feel him out and see, because I always, like, I don't know, lately I've looked for like that guy that I like listening to. The first year that Dirk Cutter was with the Bucs as an offensive coordinator was probably my favorite to listen to any. I can't remember a time listening to a press conference in which I had so much enjoyment out of it. Like, I geeked out on his press conferences because he was just so, like, straightforward. Like, he was so brutally honest with what he had to say. When he became the head coach, that somewhat faded away, and Todd Monken kind of filled that void, but not really. Lovie Smith was never that guy. Mike Smith, I wanted to go to sleep on him. Not on him, that sounded a little whatever. So we'll see. I think I'm going to enjoy listening to Bruce Arians. The dude has got swagger for sure. I love listening to him talk. But I don't know about Bowles. And then we'll see offensive coordinator wise and all that stuff. But nevertheless, I just wanted to make a video real quick and just kind of talk about that, and just basically say I'm really excited, and I hope Buck Nation is excited, but I really hope that it's finally that time that we're going to turn things around. I mean, when you look at our division, who knows what's going to happen with the Panthers? Drew Brees, he's only going to play quarterback. I mean, how much longer is this guy going to play? You know, do I want him to win a Super Bowl so he'll just retire? Like, I don't know. But he can't play forever. And then the Falcons, you know, they got Dirk Cutter coming back as their offensive coordinator. I don't know how I feel about them. I think they're going to put up numbers. They're going to put up yards for sure. But I don't know, you know. We'll see. But I think that this move makes this division a little bit more interesting, especially if you're a Bucs fan. So I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep moving forward. I always trust the process, but let me know what you think. Sorry about the horrible lighting and that I'm making this video at night, but it is what it is. I've been kind of busy. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out.